Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, I'm going to go through and predict what every division the 92 are going to be in 5 years' time. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 200 likes on today's video? Don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Where do you see your club being in around 5 years' time? Now, we've got the current 92, also including the two from last season. So it's the 92 for the 24-25 season, and then we've also got Oldham and Barnet on that list as well. It's a lot, very complicated to work out. Let's just get into it, really, I guess. Hopefully this will put it in simpler terms. So obviously we've got the Premier League, the Championship, League 1, League 2, and also non-league as well. Now, come the end of the video, we'll have 20 teams in the Premier League, 24 in the Championship, League 1 and League 2, and then 2 teams in non-league as well. So I guess the best place to start is the Premier League. I think, obviously, Man City is still going to be in there, whether they get their deduction all the way down to non-league. They'll go back to back, won't they? Because Pep Guardiola will probably stay around just so he can stat pad a few extra titles. Liverpool, they're definitely still going to be in the Premier League. You've also got Man United, as much as they have been very poor this season especially, they're definitely going to stay in there for me. Arsenal, again, another pretty straightforward one for me. I also see Chelsea being in there, so obviously we've got the top 5 there. We might as well complete it with Tottenham Hotspur. This is going to be very hard to drag up and down. So obviously you've got your big 6, which is no longer really much of a big 6, but I think they'll all still be in there. Newcastle will definitely still be in there for me. We'll move them all the way up to the Premier League. You've also got Wolves. Will they still be in the Premier League? Let's just go for a few more solid ones. I think Nottingham Forest, they'll definitely still be in there. They're obviously on a very good trajectory. Had a very good season in the year that has just gone by. I also see Fulham still being in the Premier League in 5 years' time. Same can be said about Bournemouth. I think they're recruiting very well. They've got a very good manager in at the moment as well. I see them being pretty comfortable over the next couple of years. I also see Brentford. Can I find the Brentford badge? Here we go. Brentford, I see them staying in there, even though I think they're set to lose Thomas Frank to Tottenham. I think they'll replace him very fine, and it's that recruitment model that they've got. They're doing very well at this moment in time. Brighton, again, similar to your Brentfords, your Bournemouths, Fulham to a certain extent as well, bringing in these younger, unknown players, developing them, making them much better as well. So in there, we currently have, is that 7 plus 5? So we've got 12, so we've got 8 more teams in the Premier League. I still think West Ham will be in there in 5 years' time as well. They're not been great over the last couple of years, but I can't really see West Ham being relegated, in all honesty. I also see Wolves probably staying up in the Premier League. Even if they do come down for a year, potentially, they'll come straight back up as well. So we've got 14 teams in there, 6 more still to pick as well. There's the possibility of Birmingham. I think in 5 years' time, I do see Birmingham being in the Premier League. Wrexham in 5 years, if they continue on the same trajectory, then yeah, I think Wrexham could be in the Premier League as well in 5 years' time. Also remaining in the Premier League, I mean, who came down this season? You had your Ipswich, Leicester, Southampton as well. Can I see any of them bouncing back? Not really. If I'm being completely honest, I could maybe see Ipswich going up and then down again, but I don't really see them consistently surviving. So we've got 16 teams in there, still 4 more to pick. I really hope I'm not missing a blatantly obvious one. Oh my God, I am. Aston Villa. Well, yeah, they're definitely going to still be in the Premier League in 5 years' time. Goodness me. Please delete your message of hate that you've just sent into the comments. I did completely miss Aston Villa. Coventry, no. Crystal Palace, yep, they're another. Oh, that's Cambridge. Cambridge will definitely not be in the Premier League. Where did Crystal Palace just go? There's far too many badges on it. There we go. Crystal Palace, they're going to be in the Premier League. So we've got 7, 14, 18. So 2 more teams to pick. Have I missed any blatantly obvious ones? Everton, another very obvious one. So 1 more team in there, and then we're going to have to start having a little bit of a VAR look to see if I've missed anything blatantly obvious. Morecambe, yeah, Paul Morecambe, they're not going to be in the Premier League anytime soon, are they? I think that's it. Maybe Sheffield United, potentially. Sunderland, maybe. I see them coming back down, to be honest with you. Right, I'm happy with that. I've got to pick 1 more team to complete my Premier League. Wait, have I done this right? 7? Oh, no, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, that's... Wait, is it? Hold on, how do you do maths? There's 19 teams in there. I'm really struggling with arithmetic. So I've got 1 more team to pick. For me, it's between Sheffield United, Leeds United, and then maybe an Ipswich or a Leicester. Who do I see having the best chance? Maybe Leeds? Maybe. I mean, so next season they're going to come down, then they'll go up, then they'll be down, then they'll go up, then they'll be down. So they will still technically be in the Championship in 5 years' time. So they're going to need to have at least one season of stability before they do that. Can I see them doing that in the next 5 years? Unfortunately, I probably can. So that'll complete my Premier League in 5 years' time. Let me know if you disagree with that down in the comment section down below. So in terms of the Championship, we've got to straight away put in your Sheffield Uniteds. We've got to put in your Burnleys as well. Didn't even really consider them for the Premier League. I think they'll be very comfortable in there. I'm also looking for Leicester. They're going to be in there. Ipswich, they're definitely going to be in there. Again, hold on. Let me move these around. So yeah, they're definitely going to be way more comfortable than that. They'll be all the way up here. So any of these three, actually put Crystal Palace around there, and then Everton maybe like here. So these could be a little bit interchangeable. I'll be willing to hear you out on some of them, but I think for the large part, I'm quite set in stone. So I need 20 more teams in the Championship. I think Portsmouth, they're going to be very solid over the next couple of years as well. Very good at home in the season just gone by. West Brom as well. I see them being a pretty comfortable Championship team over the next couple of seasons. Oxford again, I don't really see them going down. I know it's only been one season. Maybe I'm putting these a little bit higher up. We might have to move them down a little bit, but I do certainly see Oxford being a Championship side. Blackburn, they could go down. Bolton, surely in 5 years have got to be back in the Championship. I refuse to believe they can't be. Norwich as well, they'll be a Championship side for me. Who else is in League One at the moment that should be bouncing back up? You got Plymouth. Stockport are definitely a team on the rise. They're definitely going to be in the Championship in the next 5 years. Looking at some of the other options, Sunderland, yeah, if I'm not having them in the Premier League, they've got to be another team that are in contention between the Premier League and the Championship as well. Barnsley, will they be up in the Championship in 5 years? I mean, with the way that they're progressing, I mean, it's not really progress, is it? It's stagnation at best. I'm going to come back to Barnsley, potentially. Cardiff, we'll come back to those. Charlton, I see being a little bit more stable in there. I know this season they're going to be one of the favourites for relegation, but I do see Charlton eventually being a bit more comfortable. Coventry, they're going to be another team challenging up for the Premier League in and around them sort of spots as well over the next couple of years. Derby, I could probably see them staying in the Championship. So we've got 14 teams in there. We need another 10 who are going to be in the Championship. I'm going to put Bradford in there. I think, obviously, we've just been promoted into League One. In another 5 years, I would like to see us be in the Championship. I would say this season avoid relegation, then mid-table, then a potential playoff push, and then autos. So 4 or 5 years, I think, is very realistic for Bradford to be in the Championship. Millwall, they've been very solid over the last couple of years. I'm going to have them in my Championship category as well. Notts County, not sure. Plymouth, not 100% sure. Southampton, they've certainly got to be in the Championship as well. QPR, I mean, they've been in the Championship for a long time. I'm not 100% on them, though. It could be one that we do come back to. But looking at some of the other options, I'm not really dead cert on a lot of them. Even someone like Sheffield Wednesday, because they've got so many off-the-field issues, it's so hard to say. I think Swansea, I'd be happy in sticking them in the Championship, in all honesty. So we've got 7, 14, plus 4 is 18. So we need another 6 teams in there. Probably Watford, but their owners, he's just crazy, isn't he? I'll stick Watford in there, but I'm not very confident with that shout. Middlesbrough, they're definitely still going to be in the Championship. Didn't recognise their new badge. Some of these badges are quite old as well. So I still need another 4 teams in the Championship. I'm probably going to stick QPR in there. If I'm having Watford, I've got to have QPR in there. I think they'll be a little bit more stable. Preston, if I'm being honest, I see them being more in League One. I do see them going down in the next 5 years, and we all know it's not that easy to get out of unless you spend money like what Birmingham have done. So 3 more teams in the Championship. I think Bristol City will still be in there in 5 years' time as well. I'm also thinking I need some more progressive clubs. Huddersfield, I think they'll unfortunately be back up in the Championship by that point. We've seen their recruitment so far in this transfer window. I think they'll be certainly back up there in the next year or so. Then it's about, can they avoid relegation? I'm also thinking maybe Stoke. I can see them going down, but I do also see them coming back up in the next 5 years or so. So if maths serves me correct, we've got 7, 14, 21, 24. So that completes my Championship in 5 years' time. Have I missed anything extremely obvious here? I don't think so. So in terms of League One, I see Sheffield Wednesday being back in there just because Chansiri is an absolute nut job and definitely needs to sell the club. Plymouth, I think they'll be in League One by that point. I think they'll have gone back up, but I also think they'll come back down as well in that period. Also in League One, I think we'll be at Luton Town. They might go up, but again, I think they'll come back down at some point as well. Hull, I think they'll be in League One for me. Blackburn, I think they'll get relegated as well at some point. Barnsley, I've got to have them in League One as well. Blackpool will probably in League One. They've started out their recruitment this summer quite good, but I think in 5 years or so, I do certainly see them still being in League One. Reading, I eventually see them getting out, but again, they could be another team that do come back down. Is it controversial to have some of these teams below some of them? No, not really. I mean, some of them are interchangeable. I would probably say from Swansea to Stoke, I'd be not 100% convinced that they'll definitely still be in the Championship in 5 years' time. In League One, Notts County, I think, will definitely still, will actually go up for me. I think they'll definitely get promoted in the next 5 years. Same can be said about Chesterfield as well. Wigan, I think they'll probably still be in League One. They've been very average over the last couple of years. Swindon, I think, will eventually get up in the next 5 years or so as well. Also looking at some of the other options in there. I mean, it's not great in terms of some of the remaining teams, is it? Wickham, in the next 5 years, yeah, I mean, I don't see them being bad enough to go down. I think they'll probably still be in League One as well. So we've got 14 teams in there, still need another 10 as well. MK Dons there, unfortunately, probably going to come up in the next couple of years. So we've got 15 teams in League One. I don't have Cardiff in the Championship, so they're definitely going to need to be right at the top end of League One. Again, another team that I could see going back up, but also coming back down at the same point as well. So we've got 16 teams in there, still need another 8 as well. I'm looking at Port Vale, I think they're going to be pretty solid. Lincoln, I'm not 100% sure on, but I'll probably stick them in League One as well, just because they always sell some of their better players, and I don't know, I feel like the quality in League One is getting better and better, and the quality in their squad, not 100% convinced in 5 years' time they'll be there, but I do think they'll be just about clinging on to League One. Doncaster, I see them being in League One as well. I think they'll be a little bit more comfortable than some of these teams. They certainly seem to be a very progressive club at the moment under Grant McCann, so I need another 5 or 6 teams, something like that. No idea what that noise was, but it definitely was not English. Also, being in League One in the next 5 years, Oldham, I'm going to back them to get back up into League One. Obviously, recently promoted into League Two, but they're certainly heading in the right direction. So I need another 4 teams off of this list. Probably Wimbledon, even if they do go down at some point, I do certainly see them coming back up in the next 5 years. So another 3 teams on there. Don't think Walsall, don't think Tranmere, Stevenage. I think if they do go back down to League Two, I think they'll stay there for a while. Shrewsbury, no, not for me. Salford, yes, I'm going to have them in League One, unfortunately. Rotherham, we'll come back to them. Peterborough, not for me. I think they'll be in League Two, to be honest with you. Northampton, again, we could come back to them. Newport, no, not for me. Leyton Orient, they're definitely still going to be in League One for me. Even if they do, for some reason, go down, I think they will definitely bounce back up. So I need one more team to compete, to complete my League One. I'm thinking Bristol Rovers. I'm thinking maybe Colchester in 5 years, though. Mansfield, potentially. I'm a big fan of Mansfield, up the Stags and all that, but if I'm being completely honest, I see it being Bristol Rovers, to be honest with you. So in terms of League Two, Mansfield are definitely going to be in there. Northampton will be right at the top. Rotherham will be right at the top as well. Tranmere will probably still be competing at that point. They could even be in League One as well. Walsall, they're bound for League Two forever. Exeter, I see them going down. Crewe, they're very up and down, but I still see them being in League Two. Gillingham have got a shout of getting out under Gareth Ainsworth, but I think even if they do come up into League One, I think they could struggle and maybe go back down into League Two. Fleetwood, they're probably still going to be in League Two as well. Burton, they'll probably be in there. Cambridge will be in there. Colchester will be competing at the top end for me. Stevenage, they'll definitely be in there. Shrewsbury will be in there as well. It's hard to kind of decide on my 2 non-league teams. I think Barnet will still be in League Two as well. Bromley, That's a really tricky one. Carlisle, I think, will be competing somewhere near the top end of League Two by that point, and then the rest of it is kind of anybody's guess. Morecambe, I'm going to say, are still going to be in non-league because they're never really going to be a club that are going to massively overspend. If they are to get out, they're going to need to wait until all the big spending clubs are out of there. So I'm going to have Morecambe as one of my two teams to still be in non-league. Any of these teams, though, are still really non-league fodder. If you look at the top half of the National League, I could see a lot of them making their rise through, but to go through an extra 24 teams on top of the 92 technically that we're doing here, that would be far too much. So we're just going to do the 94 teams rather than the 114 teams because that would be a lot. Also staying in League 2, I think Cheltenham will be in there, Crawley potentially as well. Newport, I could see them going down, but I'll stick them in there. Barrow, I think, will just about stay in there. Just hold on, is my maths wrong here? Because we still need another 3 teams to go in here. What have I done wrong? 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 7, 14, 21, 24. 7, 14, 21, 24. 7, 14, 21, 24. Should we not have 2 teams in non-league? Somebody tell me what's going on here. Has one of the badges not loaded? Have we just missed somebody off? We've got Oldham, we've got Barnet, everybody else should be on there. There's a club that I'm missing here. I think Harrogate will be in non-league. I think Accrington will still be in League 2. I think Bromley will still be in League 2. And there's another team that I'm missing. Could not tell you for the life of me what that team is, but whatever team, whoever it is, they're still in League 2. Could be a Premier League club. They're going down to League 2 for whatever reason. Let's just go through and have a quick review, because sometimes in these videos, I get absolutely slaughtered in the comments. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing, all that sort of good stuff. Looking at the top sort of teams in the Championship, any of them 6, I could see replacing any of them 5, really, if I'm being honest, but I'm quite happy with there in terms of Championship and the bottom end of League 1. Again, I could really see any of them 7 teams replacing any of them teams up to my team Bradford. I'd love to see us in the Championship. I'm trying not to be biased there, but I think with the trajectory that we're on, 5 years, I'd like to see us be in the Championship. League 1, anywhere from Bristol Rovers to Oldham, I could see being replaced by any of Peterborough to Tranmere, in all honesty, and I could certainly see anyone from Barnet downwards still being in the National League or being back down into the National League. I've genuinely got no idea which club that I'm missing. Let me know if you can work it out in the comment section down below. But that is my prediction. We'll come back in 5 years' time, in 2030, react to these, see how many I got right. I thought there was 94 teams. I've only got 93. Maybe one of the teams is going to liquidate. Hopefully it's not your club. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you very soon for another one.